Leroy Boone has never been knocked off his feet. You know that? What does that mean for you?
Take it like every other fight to win, you know, just to win the fight.
All right, I want to talk to one of your people here, and Dennis Rappaport. And Dennis, obviously you've heard us continually throughout the evening refer to Gerry as the Great White Hope. Tell me what that means to you and what it means for his future.
Well, personally, I take exception to the tag, Great White Hope. It's a stereotype. Gerry is nobody's hope but his own, his mother's, his girlfriend, and of course his manager's. But most of all, he's his own hope, a hope for a better tomorrow.
What is the tomorrow for this guy? What is your timetable for him?
Well, I heard Butch Lewis refer before to the Rolls Royce. We think we have the Rolls Royce, and we just have to pick it up in a dealership. And the dealership was represented by the Heavyweight Championship of the World. And as soon as we get the opportunity, Gerry is ready.
Again, what is the timetable? You're managing him with your partner, Mike Jones. What is the timetable here?
It's the timetable is now. We tried to fight Lyle, Ledoux. None of these guys have been willing to fight him. Gerry's ready, and you'll see that tonight.
You ready, Gerry?
Ready.
Okay, go get him. Lots of luck to you. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Len. We're ready for the feature event of the evening now. Gerry Cooney and Leroy Boone. And you've heard a lot about Gerry Cooney. How about Leroy Boone? He was born in Virginia Beach 29 years ago. He's won 12 out of 15 with 3 losses. And we're back now to Frank Shane.
Thank you very much.
There is Leroy Boone in the ring.
You know, something emerged in that interview with Jerry Quarry and Howard Davis. He's only had 12 fights, 12 professional fights since the 1976 Olympics, less than half as many as Sugar Ray Leonard. I want to make a point about that, which is that Dennis Rappaport has had a number of good young prospects in his stable, and he's moved them very, very deliberately, each and every one of them. Wisely, perhaps, because the pressures have been built by promoters and sports writers and sportscasters and so on to see more of them, but he's taken his time. He hasn't used this as a means of getting himself famous quick. I imagine he's a multi-millionaire real estate operator, and I imagine he got that way by being deliberate with his real estate dealings as well.
Doing a good job. Howard Davis is being brought along the right way, and he's letting him age and mature properly.
Let's look at these highlights. There's Gerry Cooney in there against Prater. Gerry Cooney, big boy, 6'5". Good got a lethal left hook. Uses it a lot. Takes his time. There is that shook him up, that left hook. And there goes the 1-2. And that left hook, the last one, wasn't needed because Prater was out.
People don't know, but Tommy Prater went 10 rounds to a decision with Larry Holmes.
We're up. Gerry Cooney. Here's the ring announcer, Frank Shane, again.
In association with Butch Lewis Promotions. Tonight's bouts are sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Commission. Our great former heavyweight champion of the world and a member of the Boxing Ring Hall of Fame, Jersey Joe Walcott. The officials assigned for tonight, the doctors in attendance at ringside, Dr. Frank B. Doggett and Dr. Maurice Davidson. The timekeeper, Roosevelt Gilbert, counting for the knockdowns at the bell, Tony Perez. The judges, Eva Shane, Charles Spina. The referee in the ring at this time, Larry Hazard. This is the main bout of the evening, final contest, 10 rounds. In the blue corner, he's wearing white trunks, trimmed with blue, weighed in at an even 216 pounds. He's from Virginia Beach. Let's make him welcome Leroy Boone.
Make him welcome. Some of them are booing already. Unfair.
He weighed in at an even 225 pounds. He's wearing green trunks, trimmed with white, from Huntington, Long Island. His career record is undefeated, 21 wins, no losses, 17 knockouts from Huntington, Long Island. Gentlemen, Gerry Cooney.
Gerry Cooney with a forest green bathrobe. Larry?
Jerry, I'm just wondering, what are the advantages and disadvantages, if any, of being as tall as Cooney is? There's never really been at least for 50 or 60 years, a fighter this big who's been a champion.
And forgotten Carnera?
Well, okay, 40 years, 45 years.
Yeah, but Carnera at 6'6" was rather clumsy, and although very powerful, we're going to have to find out what Gerry Cooney's got. At 6'5", he's going to tower over Leroy Boone, and we're going to have to see whether he can take advantage of that long reach.
Is he an easier target being that big? Is he a bigger target? Is that a disadvantage of that size? Hold it.
They're trying to go before the bell. It could be a disadvantage if he's not able to move, but we've seen Gerry, and he looks like he's able to move. He looks comparatively coordinated, so take it from there.
It's round one. Gerry Cooney and Leroy Boone. Cooney wearing the green trunks with the white trim and the shamrock on it. Leroy Boone, the white trunks with the blue trim. Boone is 6'1", 29 years old. He's won 12 out of 15. He's been stopped once in his career. And of course, you know, Cooney is undefeated. And as Larry says, Cooney is towering over his opponent, really towering, a big 4 inches there. However, Cooney is mixing up his punches between the head and the body in this early part of round one.
Too tall Cooney.
I don't think
I wonder if he can play football.
10 rounds. In the blue corner, he's wearing white trunks, trimmed with blue, weighed in at an even 216 pounds. He's from Virginia Beach. Let's make him welcome Leroy Boone.
Make him welcome. Some of them are booing already. Unfair.
He weighed in at an even 225 pounds. He's wearing green trunks, trimmed with white, from Huntington, Long Island. His career record is undefeated, 21 wins, no losses, 17 knockouts from Huntington, Long Island. Gentlemen, Gerry Cooney.
Gerry Cooney with a forest green bathrobe. Larry?
Jerry, I'm just wondering, what are the advantages and disadvantages, if any, of being as tall as Cooney is? There's never really been at least for 50 or 60 years, a fighter this big who's been a champion.
And forgotten Carnera?
Well, okay, 40 years, 45 years.
Yeah, but Carnera at 6'6" was rather clumsy, and although very powerful, we're going to have to find out what Gerry Cooney's got. At 6'5", he's going to tower over Leroy Boone, and we're going to have to see whether he can take advantage of that long reach.
Is he an easier target being that big? Is he a bigger target? Is that a disadvantage of that size? Hold it.
They're trying to go before the bell. It could be a disadvantage if he's not able to move, but we've seen Gerry, and he looks like he's able to move. He looks comparatively coordinated, so take it from there.
It's round one. Gerry Cooney and Leroy Boone. Cooney wearing the green trunks with the white trim and the shamrock on it. Leroy Boone, the white trunks with the blue trim. Boone is 6'1", 29 years old. He's won 12 out of 15. He's been stopped once in his career. And of course, you know, Cooney is undefeated. And as Larry says, Cooney is towering over his opponent, really towering, a big 4 inches there. However, Cooney is mixing up his punches between the head and the body in this early part of round one.
Too tall Cooney.
I don't think
I wonder if he can play football. The bout is scheduled for 10 rounds, And this is a betting town at the moment, and there aren't many who are betting that it will go that 10 rounds.
Well, I'm betting that Gerry Cooney could play football better than Too Tall can box.
I'm with you, Jerry. I agree 100%.
Well, they used to ask me about Jim Brown, the great fullback, and I said, well, he could probably box as well as Sonny Liston could play fullback. And I doubt that Cooney could play defensive end any more than Too Tall at this time can box.
The referee, by the way, is Larry Hazard. Cooney's taking his time, so is Leroy Boone. This is round 1.
Cooney should take advantage of that long reach just by popping that jab. You can pile up points with that.
And of course, set up his other punches.
Boone may have a pretty good defense against the jab. He's got those gloves up where they should be. And he's a short puncher. He just nailed Cooney pretty good on the way in with a jolting right hand.
Surprisingly enough, Cooney, one of his best punches is the left hook to the body, and a guy that big usually doesn't throw body punches.
He throws them good. Referee Larry Hazard got them apart. Wasn't too much of a clinch, however. Boone has that short right hand which could bother Cooney. If Cooney throws his left hook and it misses, he's going to be nailed with a countering right hand. You can bet on that. And now Cooney's finding his rhythm with his jab. He's getting it in there. It's been a good first round and fairly even.
I think Cooney will be a little more effective when he starts to close that distance and get within his punching power on Leroy Boone.
Cooney is not rushing matters. If it goes 10 rounds, I suppose that's all right with him. He probably figures he doesn't have to win them all by knockouts as long as he wins them. Boone, a good journeyman fighter in there, stands flat-footed, and there's the bell ending round 1. We're back to the corner of Leroy Boone.
Cooney has an impressive amateur background. His father was a fighter, a brother was a fighter.
Let's go to Len Berman.
Well, Don, upcoming on HBO, Thursdays through the 24th of January at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock Central, inside the NFL with two pretty fair ball players, Len Dawson, Nick Bonaconti will host it for you. As the season builds to its exciting climax, playoff action will be underway. Fans get the best of the week's big plays every week inside the NFL with Len Dawson and Nick Bonaconti right here on HBO Sports. Back to Don.
All right, we just saw a superimposition of the corner of Gerry Cooney as Larry Hazard stands out in the center of the ring as round 2 gets underway. Wearing the white trunks, Leroy Boone, and the green trunks, Gerry Cooney. And most of the battle has been fought in mid-ring as they've circled each other like the Indians with Custer. Oh, however, without the damaging results so far. Cooney doing a bit of feinting with his head, trying to lure Boone into a lead so he can counter. So far, Boone has been the better counter puncher. Cooney the better jabber.
I'm sure Cooney's corner told him to close that distance, get closer to punching range and see if he couldn't.
And he's
put him
doing
away.
that. He's doing that with that jab. And the head is being popped back. It's a good jab so far. And he's drawn Boone into that desperation right lead to keep that jab away from him. Boone got in a solid shot, maybe the best right-hander of the fight so far. 2 minutes left in round 2. It's a one-handed duel now by Gerry Cooney, just the left jab. He's holding the right hand back and he's holding back his left hook and using the jab exclusively. Boone is trying to change his tactics, but not to good avail so far except for that one punch.
Doubled up on the jab nicely there, once to the head and then to the body.
Jerry's a little super cautious so far. He had a good body opening a moment ago and didn't throw it. Now he's starting to open up at the arsenal. He has a devastating left hook. And he's got Boone bothered, not hurt. Larry Hazard gets him apart. They are both working the body.
Being bothered by that jab, too, Don.
Yes, it's getting in there again and again. It's been a good round for Cooney. 45 seconds left in the round. That jab there, Boone has his gloves up there, but nevertheless the jab goes right by it. Finds a spot on the nose as a rule.
For a 21-year-old fighter, Cooney seems to be extremely relaxed out there, Larry.
Well, I think that comes from the background that he's had in boxing, which is to say his father and brother are a boxer. He's had a long amateur career, so he's comfortable in the ring and confident of his ability.
Cooney is starting to shake up Boone now, although Boone battles back at him. Cooney has taken charge of the fight, definitely in this round. And mostly it's been the jab which has set up better punches. There's the bell ending round 2.
Now, that's one thing you can't really teach anyone, Jerry, what you were saying about feeling comfortable in the ring.
No, it's something that has to come naturally, and I guess through experience. And he's had quite a few amateur fights, and this is his 22nd pro fight, so he's starting to gain a lot of stature. He has a good hit with.
Let's take a closer look at Gerry Cooney. What about his jab? Is that a professional grade A jab?
Well, not at this time. He uses a good left jab, but he doesn't really put any power behind it. If you look at it, it's strictly arm. He's not stepping with it, and the minute he starts stepping with it, he'll get more power with it, and he'll do more damage with the jab to set up his other punches.
Is the jab he's using basically a sort of parrying weapon? Is he using it to set his hook up?
That's exactly what he's trying to do right now. He's kind of using it like a paintbrush, painting his face and waiting for the hook.
Ready now for round 3. There's Gerry Cooney with Victor Valley, his trainer. Leroy Boone comes out in the white trunks. Gerry Cooney in the green. One of the few sneak right hands that Cooney has thrown, and he's putting more power in his punches here in round 3. And Boone is making very little attempt to come back at him. Boone very wild now, a little bit desperate. He missed over the head, and that's not easy with Gerry Cooney at 6'5". Cooney with the educated left hand. Now Cohn comes in with one of his infrequent punches. Cooney has not been spectacular so far, but he's been wearing his man down, no question about that. And he is winning the fight in our unofficial estimation. Now he's starting to put his punches together. Not spectacular, but very interesting. Again, the jab, coming a piston-like jab. Boone with a solid shot to the body, but Cooney shows he can take it there. A little bit more than a minute to go in the round. Larry Hazard has them get apart. Now Boone is headhunting and getting in there with it. Double hook by Cooney, followed by the jab.
This is basically a two-handed fight. Cooney's left, Boone's right.
Right.
Cooney's starting a little more power go now.
Boone is gradually being whittled down at 6'1", to Cooney 6'5". This round is almost over. That was a popper. And there's the bell. Let's go to Len Berman with Butch Lewis and Greg Page.
Well, Don, Greg Page, who knocked out Ira Martin in the first round earlier this evening. If you went out for a sandwich, you missed it. Greg and I have been watching Gerry Cooney. What are your impressions of him?
Well, I see he's a good fighter, but he's one of the fighters in my way. I'm going to have to knock him out of the way.
Do you think there will be a Cooney-Page fight in the near future?
Yes, there will be. There'll be a fight like that.
You seem pretty confident.
Well, aren't you supposed to?
I know you're supposed to, but I think the question our viewers are going to have is your hot dogging in that first round. I mean, is that going to be standard fare?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't what you call hot dogging. I was just having myself a good time.
Well, you did. The man didn't even take a shower after his first round knockout. He couldn't find it here at the convention hall. Let's go back to Don at ringside.
All right, it's round 4. Gerry Cooney and Leroy Boone, and I would say so far it's been a shutout for Gerry Cooney, who's in the green trunks, Leroy Boone in the white. But anything can happen with heavyweights, as Jerry Quarry told us. Cooney unspectacular, not showing the spirit of a Greg Page at the moment, but he is winning, and that's the name of the game. Leroy Boone, a tough customer.
Like a game of golf, Don, they don't say how, they say how much.
Rather be lucky than good in golf.
You know it.
Cooney's starting to double up on his punches now. Maybe he's got the feel of it. That body punch had to hurt. It was dug in there. That's the left hook by Cooney is starting to work, and that is his Sunday punch, and there's Boone's Sunday punch, that right to the head. That'll make Cooney blink a little bit. Cooney took it. Less than 2 minutes to go here in round 4. Cooney is getting Boone to open up his guard now as he mixes up the punches. And it's very one-sided at the moment. But of course, one of Boone's good right hands could turn it around. He's got it. Good right hand. Cooney is pulling away again and again.
I think it's probably as discouraging to Boone that he's taking so many punches as the fact that the few right hands he has landed haven't had much effect on Cooney.
Well, Cooney might be proving a little something to people. They were worrying about his ability to take a punch, and he's showing a little bit so far tonight.
And for a youngster, Jerry seems to be mixing his punches well. He's got a method in there, a campaign method, and he's sticking to it, not being thrown off.
As he moves up in class, Jerry, what are the things that you look for? Is it more the quickness of his opponents, or is it more whether he's going to be able to take the good punches that inevitably he'll have to?
Well, he's going to have to be able to take a good punch, but another thing he's going to have to learn to use experience.
Fellas, while you were talking, Boone took the play away from Cooney and started to batter him. Boone has made Cooney fight in self-defense for the first time. And Boone's on top of him now. And we've got a real battle here. It is no longer as one-sided as it was. There's the bell.
Let's take a look at that action in a moment. All of a sudden, it was almost as if Gerry Cooney got a little bit bored by what was going on, and he wanted to fight.
Well, and Leroy Boone started popping in some good punches, but you get the feeling maybe he just said, well, I've got to take a shot and see what happens. And he wasn't successful with it, and we've got to see what's going to happen from here.
Well, it's been a very nice evening of boxing, which is continuing to be nice. Brought to all of us by Caesars Boardwalk Regency and HBO Sports. This is the truly good round of the fight.
You know, in an odd way, I had the feeling, watching that flurry at the end of the round, Don and Jerry, that Cooney enjoyed it. You know,
he seemed to be smiling.
He was looking for something to happen to get his attention.
And that's exactly what the man did. He got his attention.
Jerry, as they say, what's the use of being Irish if you don't enjoy it?
Oh, I happen to know all about that, Don.
All right, round 5, the halfway mark. And Cooney goes back to his deliberate style with that left jab. Maybe his corner told him not to mix with Boone, that you don't have to mix with him. Boone made him mix, though. Boone made a fight of it in the 4th round.
Don, did you get the feeling that right in the middle of it, Cooney was going to land one?
No, I got the feeling that maybe Boone was. Boone is in the white trunks, Cooney in the green, if you joined us late.
I do think, however, Jerry, that he was looking to get Boone open. That he thought that by letting him come on, that he would have him walk into a good punch.
And that's what makes boxing.
2 minutes left.
Those impulsive moments in there, right? That sometimes you regret and sometimes you think were great. Even the best laid plans of trainers often go awry.
Cooney pecking away with that jab now. There's his first uppercut of the evening, and it was a good one. Boone is talking to Cooney now. He's still talking. He's chattering. Cooney makes no return vocally. There's Boone talking again. He's liable to get his tongue caught between his teeth. One of those jabs. Yeah, it's a left uppercut by Cooney. The other was a right.
I think now Boone is trying to bait Cooney into opening up again as he did in the last round.
Cooney has been warned by Dennis Rappaport, Mike Jones, and Victor Valley not to fight Boone's fight, to fight his own fight, which was a winner for the first 4 rounds. Winning is the name of the game, and you don't have to win by a knockout.
Cooney's controlling the fight with the left jab.
He'll continue to control it unless he starts to mix with this good right-hand slugger, Leroy Boone. Now Cooney opens up again, and Boone easily ties him up on the inside. Boone seems a little mousy around the right eye, just a little bit, as Cooney mixes up his attack.
That was a triple left hook, twice to the head, and then he came downstairs with it.
A very good left hook, by the way. There's the bell. That's the end of round 5 of the scheduled 10-rounder. Now let's go to Len Berman to find out what's coming up on HBO.
Don, some weekend fare coming your way here on HBO. I know you'll want to watch. Sunday, December 16th, 4:30 Eastern Time. It is Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. Okay, starring the Muppets. It's over the river and through the woods to Frogtown Hollow with the remarkable Muppets for a heartwarming holiday story. That's Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas, starring the Muppets. Sunday at 4:30 Eastern Time, right here on HBO, Don.
You're looking at Victor Valley, his fine trainer, working on the face of Gerry Cooney. And as the sign says, he's 9th ranked in the World Boxing Council. He's undefeated, having won 21 and lost none, with 17 knockouts. And his biggest was over Dino Dennis not too long ago at Madison Square Garden. Round 6. Bout has passed its halfway mark, scheduled for 10. Cooney leaving himself open when he double hooks that time, leaving himself open when he throws the hook to the body. But at that time, Boone didn't take advantage of it. There's that left hand to the body again. He's mixing them up. And it's a good jab. And he's not hurting Boone, but he is bothering him no end.
Slowing him down with those body punches.
Yes, he is. An accumulation of jabs to the head will also slow up a man. Oh!
to the liver.
Boone is claiming a low blow, and I don't know if it was a low blow or not. I didn't think it was
Clean
low.
shot to the liver, Don.
And he is. Let's see what's happening here. Is this the end of the fight or what?
Yes, the referee did signal the end of the fight.
Boone was claiming a low blow, and we've got a little confusion here.
I think Boone's handlers are complaining about a low blow, but I don't see Boone complaining.
Larry Hazard, yeah, well, Boone is doubled over in pain, and maybe we can get the referee to the microphone over there. Jeff, will you ask Larry to come over, the referee? Will you ask the referee to come over?
It was a clean shot, Don, downstairs at the end of the fight. Boone didn't know whether to protect himself from the left hand to the face or the left hand downstairs, and he was hit with a very good shot.
Just what happened there? Was that a good punch? It wasn't a low blow? A good solid left hook to the pit of this. And what happened? Did he stop the fight or did he stop it?
Let's take a look again as already Boone is hurt from that left hand to the midsection a little earlier, and he's going to catch a few more. There's another one downstairs. Boone is still coming in.
Thank you very much, Larry. The referee said it was a good, clean shot. The fighter was in pain that he could not allow, in fairness, allow the fight to continue.
There's another clean shot to the liver, and he's grimacing in pain.
55 seconds of the 6th round. The winner by a TKO, gentleman, Gerry Cooney.
Well, there it is, 55 seconds of the 6th round. The referee, Larry Hazard, says he stopped the contest. It was not a low blow, and we didn't think it was. A clean shot to the liver. The man was in obvious pain and apparently wasn't able to continue.
Right, you might say he made chopped liver of Boone. Let's go up to Gerry Cooney at ringside for an interview with Cooney.
I'm here with Gerry Cooney, a surprise ending to a good fight. You did a meticulous job of taking him apart. Did a good job of applying that left jab and then a good, wicked left hook to the liver. How'd you feel about it?
I was okay. I was a little rusty. You know, I just fought last month, but for the first time I found it hard coming off a fight with Dino Dennis and coming onto a fight like this, you know. It's, I'm sure you know what it is. It's a letdown, and then...
I've been there, Jerry. Let the camera here see your pretty face, huh? We're going to show you now. Would you give us a little idea what's happening right now?
Well, I jabbed him, and he started to go down, so I banged him in the body. I should have stayed on him a little more, but...
Well, that's all right. You knew that it was going to be over with because that shot was clean. Now, they were claiming low blow, but I saw it. It was in the liver, and that's one of the most devastating punches that a man can throw. You did a clean job. I'm really happy for you.
Thank you very much, Jerry. Thanks.
You got it. And I know you're going to go further than this. Good luck to you, Jerry.
Thank you.
All right, Gerry Cooney and Gerry Cooney, a couple of good Irishmen. Gerry Cooney has now won 22 out of 22 with 18 knockouts, and he certainly is in the, well, he's certainly up on the march up the ladder of the heavyweight ranks. It wasn't a sensational fight, except maybe in the 4th round when Boone and Cooney exchanged a good series of punches. But it was a meticulous fight, as Gerry Cooney said. Cooney just about wore his man down, and finally he saw the opening and came in with a left hook that was reminiscent of the solar plexus punch that Tony Zale used to throw with his right hand.
Let's go back up into the ring where Gerry Cooney is with Dennis Rappaport, the manager of Gerry Cooney.
I'm here with Dennis Rappaport, co-manager of Gerry Cooney, along with Michael Jones. And I've got to ask you guys something. Did he fight the kind of fight you wanted him to fight?
We were extremely pleased with this type of fight. We were looking for a tough opponent. Boone was tough. Boone takes a terrific punch. It's his first time he was stopped. I think Gerry proved tonight that he's a real professional. He got hit, he took it well, he came back, and there's very few fighters today that can stop a man with one body blow, and he does it consistently.
It was a pretty left hook to the liver, and those liver shots really hurt. Did you know that? Well, Mike, what are your feelings about it?
Well, coming off a great win like with Dino Dennis, I was a little bit concerned with this fight because I was concerned with a possible letdown. Any athlete off a big win like that, there's always a possibility of a letdown. and Boone put up a great fight. We knew he was tough. We knew he was a hard hitter, but Gerry showed what he's made out of.
Well, I was watching the fight closely, and in the first couple rounds, he gave him a little bit too much distance. And then I noticed, and I alluded to the fact that he should close his distance. The very next round, right after I said it, he closed his distance. He started being in the power range that he has, and he landed a clean left hook. And those kind of punches you don't see too often in boxing.
No, and I'll tell you basically what he's doing the first couple of rounds. He wanted to feel his way. He wanted to catch Boone's rhythm, and he knew that Boone didn't like it downstairs. And he was just trying to create those openings.
Dennis, who does like it downstairs? We definitely know that. I want to say good luck to you. We look like we're going to have a good future with the white heavyweights. We haven't had one in a long time. You know that.
Tomorrow at the Palace.
Okay, thanks a lot, Gerry.
Now back to Don and Larry.
All right, Gerry, I've got the referee here, Larry Hazard, and maybe we can get the camera to look over at us. Larry, you told me before just why you stopped the fight, but I don't think our audience heard it. So would you tell us again?
Cooney had been working on his body, and he was very effective. That shot that you saw where I stopped the fight, Cooney hit him with a good, solid left hook, dead in the pit of his gut. And the man, you see him grab his stomach. He did not grab his groin as his trainer was hollering low blow. Anytime a fighter gets hit in his groin, he automatically grabs his groin.
Or he goes down.
And he does not recover as quickly as that fighter you saw recover there. He hit him dead in the pit of his stomach. The man grabbed his stomach. He turned his back. He was helpless.
Larry, you were very close, and I appreciated the fact that you stopped the fight where you did, and you should have. You were very close to Gerry Cooney up there. What do you think of him?
I think he's a terrific fighter.
You do. Good future?
Very good future.
And
he has all of the basic skills. I think with the good training, good guidance, he may have a chance at the title.
Thank you very much, Larry. Okay, Gerry, how are you?
Fine, I'm here with Sugar Ray Leonard, the welterweight champion of the world. What did you think about this card tonight?
Well, I think the Boardwalk Regions put on a dynamite card. Very exciting card. Gerry Cooney and Greg Page, two dynamite heavyweights.
Well, Greg Page showed an awful lot of punching power against a guy that's not too easy to knock out, and he hurt him to the body and hurt him to the chin.
Well, Greg Page fights the way I fight. I like a guy to cooperate in the first round, so there's no bruises, no unnecessary punishment taken.
Greg Page fights a lot like you, except for one thing. He doesn't keep his hands up quite as much as you do, Sugar Ray, and you hope that he doesn't pay a price for that.
Well, you know, you learn something new every day, especially when you step in the ring, Gerry. And I'm quite sure as he go on, as he progresses, he's going to find out that everything is done for a reason.
Well, what did you think of Gerry Cooney's meticulous job of taking Leroy Boone apart?
He's amazing. The height, reach, weight, as big as that guy is, his agility, it's amazing. He's really a top prospect.
Extremely fine coordination for a man that big.
I wish I was that big.
I wish I was that big, Ray, you know. Let me tell you, I think you're going to be outstanding, and good luck to you in the future. And now back to Don and Larry.
Okay, thank you very much, Gerry. Good night.